So CBS News correspondent Jamie Yuccas is joining us now from Charleston, South Carolina, to talk about the storm's impact there. We can barely make you out. Now we can see that the wind is certainly whipping up and you're getting doused. What's going on where you are?
Well, I can tell you, Anne-Marie, conditions worsened overnight. We saw at this point about 3 to 5 inches of rain, but we're expecting as much as a foot here in Charleston. If anybody's visited here, we're between the Battery and Waterfront Park, and I want to show you what's going on right now. We have very violent waters behind me here, and wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour. What's happening is as these waters come in, this is what you guys were just both talking about, the danger that can happen here as the storm surge starts making its way in. You can see the waters coming in very quickly. Eventually, those will make its way onto the streets here in Charleston. And I can tell you, while driving around overnight, we saw many flash floods occurring just right in front of us. The good thing now is that we're starting to see daylight. I mean, it's still pretty dark, but not as dark as it was at 3 a.m. as we're trying to figure out where those street closures were. There's about 70 street closures throughout all of Charleston County. We have 160,000 people without power at this point. And you can see why. The conditions have gotten worse. They're expected to get even worse throughout the morning hours. So we'll continue to check in with you throughout the morning here. But that's the latest here at this point.
So, Jamie, you say, conditions are expected to get worse. I presume we're talking about, the storm coming closer, but also another high tide's probably on the way, maybe later on this morning or this afternoon.
That's really the concern that people have here, is that if we start seeing that large amount of rain come in at high tide, we're going to have what could be catastrophic flooding in Charleston. Flooding they haven't seen here in 30 years. And it could happen. That's what people are very concerned about. You have a lot of low-lying areas around Charleston. You have a lot of sandy areas and low-lying grassy areas, marshes. I talked to a homeowner yesterday who had water kind of fluctuating during high tide anyway, who said, yeah, we're a little concerned. If all this comes together, it will be the perfect storm for us to have flooding inside our home. A lot of people who have been here for a number of years and ridden out other hurricanes put sandbags up. They see flooding anyway. We had earlier this week these king tides, as they're called, that are very strong tidal systems that were bringing waters in anyway. So they were very concerned that that could coincide. So we'll have to be waiting and watching to see what happens a little bit later.
All right, Jamie. Well, please stay safe. Wow, that just sort of came on cue because I was thinking that she's going to get swept away. I need her to move further away from the water there. Stay safe and thank you so much.